Diamond Tra, yeah, that's also Odia Chana, Ebicha, and Common so a week, 9 o'clock per na, BBA Banewi, and Mamin Cow said, in Macomi and St. Andrews College for Adaroma Anafi, a Jumako Sakofa, CD capsules, CD ointment, Abejaso, one Adaroma, number from the 020 9682 836 and 050 5767 425 no Akasa. One day, CD capsules are boost your immune system. And a CD ointment so upon a person yoya Sasabro Junior, baby beer, a chum piano, or the Srasso Precopa, a year free ho at the amount. Your hometown engines, so I do reach Sunyane 6 Stars Pharmacy, one Sunyane Municipal Assembly sharing for 0200 34 29 88 and 020 61 06799. No, Timmy one Edding Kita. One Adaroma, Anna San Comoe, Yadebra, hometown engines, say my refi, or why now refi a dear. 3 seconds be ade aka chi sia na refi enu achi so no uhia hode sonko ana afi so eboa improve the lung function of the lungs ana afi ete blood sugar levels so sa enyumeko mensa we wona daroma ene de sa enkomo we ebe but me ka obi titi we wona etwi moto so ye okada ana delivery man na say whatever once I okamoto nko ade mpacho ti sa nkai bwe kokoboyi. Se we do traffic light as Biana can who say Cocone swa as a say Ujina. Go and all quiet as Sabia who do United to Kulebu. A dance here a free hall bang in a say, and Quenchia who do a eddi nipa dem tie, and Quenchia who do a eddi nipa dem in ano, a fado dona ejina, a ye moto, car, young can ye, na who's and sono, Akofa, you need diabre, a busiani fee, ni newman or my Ghana. Inti se oye moto nia draba entrese titu traffic light so red the crana now the one we are to say obetima fast and obetima smart e dia fem inti kokko no sope and I red ne sope except fata say bibi biara enam kwan no so bia no odi sa amra no so na ogina ema yenyina yetimi asumde inkwanhia very avoidable ones edi o my Ghana ewu enunti na ya fatu ya ho se erebe kaka ya ho se red so a gina kokko no esope gina wan go fa you ni amre busua bi ni o my Ghana ene adofo bi e da se so tie san kai boy ya tena se makacho efisa be kopem se no nkono bo no ye de mpensenpensenmu dwumedi no ye de braw ba bibia ogi bra ugusu a wo hwe bedwem bia no ye da wase wo kwanso nkoso kra amenchi afofo Kenya se 1 and 2 ne yamfo enu adan komo kama ko so about ya kwan no na mencha betwem ni dia nkantafo nyina memfo echiamo nyina giri se obi agusu ntotro so a mo boase under the watch of minister George Boachi bibia beko kama ana afi mrahye bedwafo ho era Collins Dauda era Eriko Poku era Benjamin era Bano ye maame Frida Prempe Enya Bema Bobie, former minister. Onyina Kesi ani se won beboa. Ene wo hwa, ye ma me Frida Prempe or the edan ho komodie akopie ewo ahafo region. Nje chese bibia nam ne kwaso. Yenya gidie se bibia be kwa ahafo ama bibia nam ne kwaso. Mayema National Youth Organizer Emma Amanyoku a ono wa atweyim na mo kusiesie omo ho. Se onyame yo madoma 2024 the Ghana fi eti omo nkomo no mo bonase a wono beba betena abanwa no so na omo de Ghana so echinchi makohwe se ibetimi akodu boshe asase ne so entema ni nyina mu no so no na meka o se Kamal din so atena se na anda meka cho se enkwamoma no akase baba kenkan wabonte na chedi ache afei ne mehu se eye deputy minister si ebi go through vetting na ebi no so ka omo nsema edidi so Reverend Tim Fojo excellent performance and rather yeah in about Dokuya wonderful performance and deputy minister designate for energy chichiri kakrebi on this matter of amewuse ono say nti hono tim say hono ne ma bia yi kakra but ni na meje di say ne modern bond de asani mbenfo ma akonya ntem na watima akonya na afi aban nyumaku ahodo nyina na director generals ne ye kan say chief executives ne MMDCs ne sa ne man ne board ahodo no ni na yetimi oharo so yetimi ya ntem ke be ya o mampan mi nyamampan mi ntina ho dante bia mi nte wase ba e be ya mi susie ni nka bosumi we be kona we ye de na nkasa bia ntokuru na keka nyina no yetimi afele gab no etimi ama Ghana aye no ho te se achichide na ntie bisa na yetimi ahare no ho ama yetimi akoyi kama la kwa ba
mejo so mini ya mahene the design
oh well esisi botonum tu hu se eye onyame dia che ala dia che ye wani daso but and daso do na akoyi ni pay there e be gina the kind of governance what be man na yetimi take advantage of the environment e dia ko ama ye ho atimi ahare ba se die aye no ho bibi e ko
ya wa kan ye no kre ye musulmi for dan ye kan se otbet matena masalachi ma bompaya sa wan sorry ankope ejuma bi anye se bibi ebe bawo nsem a wode be ko wano obeka ho
obetimi atena se bompaya
yakopon fa hwemra wo ho sa na eka nti wo bompaya no
na wutu anamo
na wo kan se ena ni bi na wo kan ye bompaya e kan yakopon se wo moye no na ye tu anamo bi a ebe boa ye nyina se be ya bibia bekoyie amay.
Do you address Muslims in Mukasa na bekan say?
Well, Muslim for the I say tribes no dawson.
But the general one.
General one ya Hausa.
Nti ko Hausa
zan ce dai kwal lafiya ina gaida kowa na musulunci kuma shin ce assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Magana na fadi she omahin na ce mini fadi cikin Hausa kowa ya ji. Lalle Allah ya ce muna mu roku shi Allah ko dai mu kai mai kara mu kai ma Allah kuka amma bayan wannan addu'an da zamu yi na mufta kuma mu nemi aikin da zamu yi yaso aikin ya kawo muna wani abu cikin hannunmu da cikin ikon Allah shi mu samu abin da ke tafiya kar mu dai saura muna cikin masallaci kullum muna addu'a amma ba mu dai wani aiki Allah sa mu yi addu'an kuma mu yi aiki kuma da ya kamace mu yi yaso garin ya ci gaba.
Okay, so that's it. But wouldn't the agree? Oh, you know, you say no.
How's I know Barry?
Who's all say true? That's it. No.
Come on, I know. One day we were Madame friend from a year friend in Boliga, Emmanuel Abuli.
Yeah.
What's that Madame for pa? My friend was we don't know Barry. Barry has been a friend long since. That has been my very good friend. Until I won't underestimate him. We are watching Boliga in the Dadam for the chest. What's he into? No, what he say? Where is he now?
Or Buiside.
Oh,
you know he's an engineer.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
What's he into? Anamoye. Abani gusu. Yansu ya mfa with means na. Me international if you ono musanche. Yan action.
Lady kind I mean share with you for him say. Many they are dream to a certain extent. They are no mind to a
ubuada.
You know, sabi paibon kwa and fat their worship no emba. But there be the kind of you hear enabling environment. You hear environment be na BBS stimulating na adwuma etumi koso. And then now the can ade sombo ne ko bo abai no. Say abai ne ye papa. The leadership ewo ho no ma dia ye nyina ye hwehwe de ye pe ye no ye sabeka. Because also rano pa na nisa na mu we na wutu a. Na nisa na mo na wutu no sebe ye nka say bia onye amanyoku we de hye. Na o papa no hwan o papa maame no hwan but ya se crony in such a way say obi biara obi to na mu biara no opportunities of homo biara sebe ya kan papa mu
aden sa na Ghana
but unfortunately ne Ghana na ye wo mu no
ade eni mu wasa
say edin bi nkan wodi hu ana say o belong to amanyoku biara menu a eden ye wo oman a ye wo mbra mienu ye wo mbra ka mene wo oman hene ene ye wo mbra ye kamaradin ene na manyoku dia ene ye san wo mbra say oye abusua bi de hye so a san mbra no ka wo bi men kire wachi Christ Embassy for a program was sorry. Okay.
If I make kasa pa, make kasa tia sa say no.
men kai busia ya me am of Sir John na what ye twem ya ye hu de course wo ayo
nipa
board man na ye your mind pani ankasa edi anim my pani mu ne na be de kire yin edi anim embra mienu say
asomatu koye
that Christ temple is a Christ embassy aso then on my penny in
the some of the crata ba so on me pacho
and I make her say why should it even happen in the first place but say hey ya me twen hu ne say na COVID update na oye no obra be san address your man no na me see the obetumi akafa COVID ho
obekasa
me na work say according to the Ghana Medical Association on the major COVID updates no na nka first no pe bia obenya ne no wa hu nipa here ye jai that doesn't mean say COVID no that's all hopa our numbers are still out there. Inti no if nipa na so di anim no na ye kutia COVID no ono emu ebu mbra ne so a then you begin to ask yourself say koya na say ba na mega say nyame de o homa ye nyina so be we to na mo a say na kamara kan wa wo zemu no ne pepepe ne ni ndi e chinje o ho na de America san aka ho ne say ye hia environmental eboa ma ye nyina ye hia environmental oye sabio oye Ghana ni a omranko oye MPP ni because MPP for omranko and I can give you a list of nipa bebre a omaye boni okrum hanu a because of their affiliation with the ruling government nti omo enka say MPP for omranko aso na esi but anya de pa emboa omai ena emo omai enko nanim camera ma me zanka o matena boga so
ayo mate
matena boga pe nti no
me matena boga
mi baby a
omahene asema menu akotwe abai mate wo platform so bebre radio for cry na pe kra me ba kra radio be frame e interview wo efa ne si wo yan ya offer e yase na me fa ne crancy omahene se hwan o ana abu mraso ana hwan ana di mraso. What is important is that Emra Eda Honma was saying in IDH. Obia, why ye be atia Emrano? Of course, here Article 17 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, no one is above the law. It's clear. Me, with all apologies to the organizers and to whoever that was present, I was present myself. What I do know is that yemfa buo emma Ghana for omampanyin na wo to atwe ne din abemu no sebi enya omampanyin na chiro invitation man ko for se momra yiye yenka kusa omampanyin himself was invited and awuni okay say before even the year no krata bi ba bonten say na free sakra wo no for say they didn't want the vice president and the president at the funeral of Sir John. As to how credible it is, I'm yet to verify that. But of course, I cracked out. That tells you that there were people who actually even initiated the invite.
Come on,
no, please. What can establish? Oh, train on my penny.
It was established.
Without respect. Without respect. Oh, train on my penny.
No, clear when you feel.
And I make clear now.
As we speak now.
Yes.
There's no communication to what killed Sir John.
Absolutely.
In fact, the last time I checked, they now I know who an official, semi-official, unofficial spokesperson for the family of Charles.
Charles, yes.
And he debunked
the idea of this COVID matter. No, you see, the fact is that I know there, and you say we be sending a coon. You can't just sit here. No, about Muslim Mark say we are with the coon. Abra, we have specialists who are supposed to establish that. And again, it is privy mostly to the family of the deceased. Why wouldn't you should know some of these things. Now, but now we are kind of try, and then the coon, when the coon, me propaganda team the bear, Sebi, now I'm here, now Obi, so I could baby Abu Nichi. I think it's not the best. But the point I want to make is that bringing in the president of the Republic of Ghana to this matter is neither here nor there. And then I make say, your man penny Sebi, or your man penny there, but Okoho as a sympathizer, just as Kamal also call her as a sympathizer. He was invited. He's not the organizer of the funeral.
But the NDC called for the president to apologize.
Of course, obviously, what I do know is that there were some two sessions. We had the inner parameters of where indeed funeral, no, air course, so burial, no, COVID protocols were completely and strictly adhered to. Where the president was. Why we had a problem, say, crowd now, we couldn't control it. And people realized that nobody could control it. Then I say, we should beg the people of Ghana, apologize to them. What happened actually was not proper. Again, this called by GMA say, prosecute you or more, hold you on. Of course, with the great respect, I support what the GMA said. Say, now organizers, from explanations about how did this happen.
Of course, with all respect to GMA.
So for me, I think
with all respect to GMA, they should stop that.
But of course, but that's what they're calling
But this
for.
is not the only funeral that the MPP has attended that protocol.
Absolutely, but we have to apologize.
If there's an
our example about a church.
Is
it if the church actually has been investigated and some instances has happened to be investigated, why not also the organizers? The GMA could make that argument. Occupy Ghana could make that argument. Senator says we should just try as much as possible. This was unfortunate. Let's apologize. Let's be remorse about it. And of course, going
the
forward,
only worrying aspect is that the president, that's the late Sir John, very good friend.
I know.
But his presence, amount for Ekra Mem, no more years had the was very worried. And the president couldn't have left the situation.
No.
He was helpless.
He was helpless. That's the point. So bringing in the president and saying those things
the
for your
political
cheap political gains will not help
it's worrying when the president who reads out the law for us and reminds us about it is worrying.
But again, he's not the one.
In this
he
case,
was helpless in this matter. Completely.
I totally disagree when you say the president was helpless. Leadership should be stern. Leadership is firm. Leadership is a course. The DHN affects the DHN. Or my penny be do honomono. Now who crowd number dump him no. If you had even decided to stay in his car and ask that proper things are done within the parameters.
That's I said within the parameters.
We
are not there.
Let's leave this one.
Videos can be deceitful. I'm saying that's why we have two parameters. The inner parameters, they observe it. I'm telling you. I was there, you were not there. This hearsay and the evidence will not help.
Okay, so Yanfa winning to China, Yanko Yanko so Ankasa. Government must admit it needs help in implementing free SHS policy. Na no pokwa jiman ana akase.
Sembi wo hokra ni se mode betro kratoso. Fache me. Na. Until end is for they have the gut, they have the audacity, they have the strength. Some bit my Ghana for him say, Makachre say, Anya de bit my yet.
NDC for your foreigners, Anna.
No, listen, I'm saying they have the gut. Sebi. My main fat a book a cramo, Monkameka say, they have no shame. They should stop this woman from talking. I'm happy I'm here with Pablo. Pablo Atna Radio, so it's on record to have commended the government for even initiating this free SHS. Ekachre say, to the extent that a man for no mubane in change and more for school fees, I saw Pablo Kanye. Now, why you hire Ghana for my bread for so many years? Abaya Baba institute free SHS. I spend billions of Ghana city and still spend it.
But what context of
I've read it. I'm coming. I'm saying she should be quiet.
No, but listen.
She should be mute.
Listen and listen well. Professor Nana Jenopokwajman in an interview on Joy News, The Probe, listen, advised the Kufuor-led government to admit, emphasis, admit that the education system is riddled with issues, thus needs help in addressing them. According to her, the indifference being exhibited by the incumbent government towards the dire issues being raised by the populace will be detrimental to the future generation and Ghana as a whole.
Do you remember the 1987 reforms of education? Under the PNDC then, were Rollers. J. if she believes in that tradition, she should go and read her history. 1987, reforms of education, running to 88. When I was nobody anyway, but I've read about it. KB Asante and co. were asked to help. Running down, because of recklessness, they couldn't handle education, ran back. 87 years did JHS, or introduced JSS by. You remember JSS rather, now it's now JHS. The problem that came with it, the teachers went down on strike, to the extent that they say militia for a teacher for. Under them, the education is basa. You've run. So the point I want to make is that with the context you have read, what Becca said, there has not been challenges within the educational sector. There's no government. But we have taken a bold initiative that the Constitution of Ghana, per Article 25, said, they have always made the argument that progressively free. They say basic education will be free to all. And that a buying way a buyer consistently has been promising from 2008. And prior to Abaman on Anado, 2016, the day of his investiture, first budget ever or the Asempa budget ever included this free HSS. Bold initiative. Moses Sikeni Hoyo Ghana with Maya. During his campaign, or call UK, interview with BBC. Aoka said his vision is to see the young people in this country educated and that he's ready to implement the free SHS policy. A free UK buyer, I must say, one country how much it is going to cost. You must say, Chinchina, Yentimi, Namokofa, Kenya, Krata, one Timmy, we try into a Busemika, a yentro, a footron or to Google for the entro Abamano. Many nature were implemented. Were implemented here, and the Pablo says school fees are no channel to Madame J. Mensa, Ebia Crown, cousins, and now be a Umuko school and a Macrano, almost all school fees. You are benefited. We and your political colorization. Say we should admit the problems we have now. Now, when him say what solutions I want to implement. I know the same person who said this thing could not work. You implementing. I feel the most money on the buy. Okay, I say 2020 election year call. John Mahama Kojina Bolaga. I say free as a crowd no one the buy. I dare must say NO, more to me. You see, sometimes when we allow NDC to continue running this kind of stories, not a half a dream. Until America said they have the gut to speak about free SHS. Okay. Yeah. You don't have any idea. You have supported it. Then we move on. And then to stop or not to end. COVID the buy. Oman penyin pa abejofo say COVID your friend is saying team on Buano advised on how to go about it in order. The NDC also came out with a team. Okay.
Yeah, COVID team.
Up to date, after announcing that team, to come out and tell us, say, we recommendation when a year, when they come out by up to date, have you started one document from their team? I beg you. Have you started a single document? Say, this is a recommendation coming from the NDC COVID team. Have you? I'm challenging them. They should tell me. It's not about namesake. It's not about say we're naming ceremony. It's about implementing and working with it. Just 2 days ago, the headlines had it that some 7 billion Ghana cedi has been spent already on free SHS. Or say you here push help Fabra. COVID help no krama for help nama. Suggestion keke. So that's why I said they should keep quiet. I know my brother is not going to. He's going to bash at her. He's going to tell her she shouldn't be talking like that because this is a noble policy. We should all push to move on.
Is a camaraderie. So Nimbi Bia no akobisa. I'm not sure say Okasana Betia you come throughout on you come. He should find out from the National COVID Management Team. Say the NDC COVID team did not submit a paper.
I've not seen it.
To them. So if you've not seen it,
I've not seen it.
I exhibit ignorance.
I've not seen it.
Here. And I don't know how you intend to see it. There's a technical document. You don't work there. But I am telling you, it's studio in America. So that anybody out there, say Yampa, they should put it, Yampa. But I know, as a matter of fact, we submitted the document to the National COVID Management Team based on your recommendations. When we were having sections when we were in government, we invite some chromosomes. It's the same thing that happened to the 1992 Constitution. Yeah, drafting that Kwabuzia Club. Any President Akufo-Addo, GBA President, Greater Accra, they refused to participate.
But on this note, let me appreciate the NDC because for National Security Minister say that national document.
We made input.
You made input.
Yeah, nation builders. We are not like them. It's anytime we decide to do something, we say it as it is. In 2017, Emperor President Akufo-Addo canceled the free SHS Airban. The first thing the NDC called for was a national dialogue. 2 things in the raising here. 1, sustainability of the projects. 2, how the project was going to be funded. And then answer, Charles Edubu in court vetting. I said they borrow to finance free SHS. Clearly a lack of innovation. Because you see, recurrent expenditure, you borrow and fund your recurrent expenditure. Jamaica not to here. 2. And yet NDC Fompo na yeka. Mamo sister station Joy FM. 2 weeks ago, their president Kutra Mompoana and year on. So Motamana just the negatives in Kwana Moka.
No, he was also expressing an
opinion.
opinion.
No, but the way he put it, he could have said it better as president. Sir, Mamo station Joy FM, for the last 2 weeks, there has been a debate on free senior higher education. On the many challenges a confronting program. No, I know President Major Parado. I said, and I don't regret saying this. Free SHS a laudable policy. You could say your initiative.
Just you commend the government.
But, and you see, no may but now the count.
Commend the government. No,
but, when you first implement it, you poor and bad. Okay, Article 25, or say progressively free senior higher education. In 2013, President John Dramani Mahama no vision, no nimbe your person big and do for education or no. He introduced a lot of reforms in education. One of the reforms said and they say you bet me secondary education free. The policy should be a two-pronged approach. They be kind, building more schools in communities, secondary schools in your normal. And then they start say the identification of building of the day schools. The idea behind the day schools, they say, we'll start progressively free senior high school, but the better for day students. And Kamara didn't internal country me say in the 2015-2016 academic year, we did not start progressively free senior higher education for day students. Because when Napo was education minister, I said, and that day you on the show before Bekasa, he made an admission, said, hey, I'm back. I'm going to progressively free for day students. And I can put that on my Canary. And that day I came onto the show. And my question after him was that, Abayben of Bar, Onja can't one more. Because whole year program, either common fund, Obebia is always in arrears.
There's a quarter in arrears.
There's always a quarter or 2 in arrears. It should be 1. But usually sometimes we have about 3 quarters. In arrears. It is a Obana for day students there now. Then it means somebody started a project. And the vision behind free education, progressive, and they say, boarding school is always expensive. And then you have been between 12 boarding schools, boarding fees. That is why we are struggling. So the idea behind the day schools, the community schools, they say, we will build the community schools in the communities. So that community behind, we chose communities without secondary schools. And you see here, when we constituency, the district, the Kratom North, there were 10 secondary schools there. So we did not benefit from 200 because the reason was that within every radius, there were almost building schools, development. There were a certain radius via they build this school so that children will not have to walk long distance. Within those radius, it is our requirement, so we didn't qualify. But other areas are not moving. We build community secondary schools in those areas. That was the idea. So that say your rolling out program the full year, you have a choice. What want to mean to your school fees? No. Maobane apply for day. Even if the schools ebia okrapemai ewe kropon. Obese obano eko day because want mean to your fees uncle day. If you can pay boarding fees on apply to be a border. So that some support what today government is calling for. Some support ebeba. And that was the vision of President Mahama. So in 2015, 2016 academic year, all day students, all streams, at the secondary level, school fees, basic in Yemano, there were still bottlenecks, additional costs like PTA in Yema, now you're looking into. But going forward, like comprehensively, would have tackled all that.
So then it comes to the issue that the educational system has been fraught with a lot of challenges from day one.
That's the point I made.
Say almost 30 years, if there was even a policy document to free SHS by them, if there was a stakeholders meeting at the initial stages, and yet Bosnian policy, now can you say any properly planning here, a lot of the problems.
It was not planned.
It was not planned. Because you see, if it was planned in 2017,
for the president to start this campaign,
it was not planned. It was not planned.
Well,
let me tell you something. Have you seen a strategic document in 2017, 2018? Did you see any strategic document of PSHS? No more. It was here when they started calling for a strategic document. Yeah, who policy plan? Because in 2017 there was no mention when they started. There was no mention of double track. If the policy was planned, I come to on plan area, they would have taken figures and numbers from the basic schools, and then it would have given them a clear picture of the numbers to expect going forward. Obekaya double track by it was a panic decision. They reacted to it because now the numbers never. If it was planned and there was a policy document to it, they would have known, sir, you went out 300,000, 200,000, they pay on from 3. Mobile phone, 400,000. The expense is away just 200,000. So we need a double strip. They didn't have it. They no more need it. Almost struggle in the initial stages. The second stage is if there was proper planning, I can have funding challenges. Yenku borrow sika and farm be school fees. It will never have happened. Double track at a point in time, it was not because there was not enough space. Because more in the double track, the numbers have rather increased.
We called for double tracks.
Never. The numbers have rather increased. But today they are ending schools to be bridge double track. You know why? Because at the initial inception, it was a funding problem. Then you space. No funding. How many more classrooms are there? What dormitory blocks are there? They should give us figures and numbers.
But the cost of Kassasia getting solution to challenges no.
After my prof, no,
but what the professor is saying, worrying. They say the problem is MPP for the free SHS aba. Omunyin to mu say ampa the free SHS aba na how wom. And I say
when the new minister, Educhu, is here, all former education ministers. There was an admission made. Even Napo, at his last press conference before the election, admitted that there were challenges. The finance minister, Ken Oforiata, or signing exchequer or signing budget, admitted on television, City TV, said there were challenges.
So let us fine tune the challenges.
And even just recently, on Joint FM, stakeholder after stakeholder, Nagrat, Catholic Bishops Conference, almost all the stakeholders in education admitted said free SHS have issues. We know what I'm saying. In Kodako School, 29 days. No one better than 3 months. Come on, I didn't catch them. So there are challenges. The last one I want to touch on in education, not umbrella. Education is comprehensive. You can't basic education and then the free SHS can't basic education. But education proper. A foundation. Imagine this is like the 3rd or 4th time I'm a team studio how make us the same way. Yes, it's our curriculum 3 years ago. 3 years ago for all streams, basic, JHS, and a secondary. When I say basic primary education, you trainee JHS teachers on how to use the new curriculum, but the books are not available. You're training basic teachers on how to use the new curriculum. You're training basic teachers on how to use the new curriculum. But the books they need to use for teaching and buy. I'm training JHS teachers on how to use the new curriculum, but the curriculum is available. This is where education, I say, they can't sell more education. So in 3 years, I could not know what class 4, I start curriculum, and then I could not make form 1. The teacher taught him without a curriculum. The teachers know, what progress is the child making?
Okay, come on.
Destroy the education, destroy the nation.
Or a lawyer, or say a party youth organizer. And the words are powerful, and very influential. Make sure your end bit, quite dangerous for us as a country. You might disagree with the policy and the style of implementation. But I keep telling people, John Dramani Mahama didn't come to see Ghana's downfall. Nanado is not doing the same. Ebiani approach, Emma Quine, so which I respect so much. But the ultimate is that destruction is out of order.
Me say, if you want to destroy a nation, destroy their education.
Okay. Destroy the education. My main family. My main for the last bit of Minia Pablo submission. What's it then?
Police.
Out of my time, I'm 2 minutes.
No, the fact is,
the last bit of his submission. What's it then? Yeah, destroy education. You see, they be done make us end for their working contradiction. Nipa o kasa ye destroy education. Ono na kasa ye mo ban no abaso. Say omo abomodin say omo implement
from that introducing a policy and a slaughter
from that. Omo secondly.
But the implementation is wrong.
What's the examination yeah West Africa?
It's not true.
Ghana
2013 to 2016. Ghana
don't do this. Me say the results are don't do this. Don't do this. Results are to the extent that the NDC had to even sit down, some of them, and say, could you ask education? Results. Say, Ghana for pass.
I don't want to get into that argument.
Trying to tell us that the parents who are responsible who sought to aid their own school, the teachers who are responsible to teach the children to pass, again, lastly, what's the challenges for free SHS? Now double track in the buy young planet. Are there a young team plan? Maybe it's a simple question. Since the implementation of free SHS, what they say a Colabia what pass here, what qualify for placement young place, no, one year access.
Last year.
They've had access.
Last year, a lot of them
they've had access to the extent
a reasonable percentage.
Reasonable percentage. And so today, if you run people who were about 800,000 getting in school, today we are talking 1.2 million plus having access, and yet a bino atimi atinke out of the box to take care of them in school. What have was challenges? Just allow us to continue educating the Ghanaian population, helping them better their education.
But lawyer Ben tried to respond to this one, but may draw your attention. What for not supposed to watch out? So you know. I'll say.
Obetutu bi agum. What was saying this here?
Please ask Professor. It's been a while. Please ask Professor Jenana. Is it the first time we have problems in education? She was a minister of education.
She was struggling with
problems
no, that's not.
in the education sector. So
she was struggling.
Prof. Nana
I'm not going through her personality. She's good
in education.
I'm saying that she was struggling with the
you have to read her handover notes.
Chala is solid.
No,
it's not solid.
Once he brought education minister former and I put out of the drum. When I put the drum,
there was drama in court. So there was drama in court. On Friday, June 4, when conveners of #Fix the Country clashed with the police in court prior to the hearing of the case, in which the police are seeking a restraining order against the demonstration. In a matter of Public Order Act 1994, the police is seeking restraining prohibition against orders against the Fix the Country protest. In court on Friday, the police said they were concerned about the manner in which some of the protesters holding Ghana flags appeared in court. The court, presided over by Justice Ruby Aite, was informed about the incident, and she subsequently directed the conveners, who are the respondents in the case, to come to court individually. Defending the alleged clash in an interview on Happy FM morning show with Simon Esham on ETV Ghana, the Greater Accra Regional Police Operations Commander, ACP Kwesi Ofori, said the youth of these days have developed the habit of disrespecting state institutions and orders given by the police officers. So that's why he says police will discipline you if you misbehave.
Kwesi Ofori meboa. ACP Kwesi Ofori.
Yeah.
Onimu wu a onhwenda. Onimu wu a onim se ni owu tie a onhwe se ni obi a wadatie. Ohun se ni a ono a ne nkrofo miame ofa DCP Opariado. Ono a ne mbranche koche no asantere ni de handcuffs go nsa no. What they should tell him is at a point in time, not Opariado a police commander Ashanti region ni bono. But then if me the handcuffs good in sir, and yet no vagabond sababa chino, and then no to baby. What it simply means is that
no, national security operatives.
oh, they were me of funny some national security operatives. Also ni momo Delta Force is a branch of no me adwuma wa Ashanti region. Oh no no mu asemu. Na me of funny some so lawyer no ye mra ni mu ni.
How you politics on your politics no way. Ndi mo the for law do twinche ye permit ni kakra. O for law do twinche ye politics. Mo nya the politics na jam mra sem na o kan.
Kwasi for ni mu hwe.
Mo nya the politics.
Kwasi for ni mu hwe ya. On kai say condition be no one more permanent. Na me say catch kwasi for say embrane yon no.
The law is not
onye mbra. Oni tumi bia so be discipline obi a. Eye sabi atete na pansa munti na aba ne sa. Nanka police ni wa studie state shay eda wo so. Court of arms e bo mo maso. Ona he kasa say. It is because the police has become partisan. It's that people like ACP kwasi for issue uniform. Not me yet to me, not free radio station, not cast same way. In any proper democracy. Sada na the boss be friend is on resign on trying to do to because one kasa ye. Sure, ya wamra okromu hanumo. And you're unfortunate, and when I speak as a lawyer, it is sad how our judiciary is handling some issues in this country. Rights, issues of rights, yeah, to tunas. In Brabia, no one as a policeman acquires some demonstration. A year course to say John, a year course was Sakao, no. Clearly, no court in his right sense can stop any people from demonstrating if you allow you say you know man kosa obianka ho hwe ya. It's let not the police appropriate powers omu to omu. Kwesi fori enne on kase enko nanim. Na eden ya so be drew someday. Eden ya aban we beba ewiye someday. Na aban be ewiye ya wasan kasa say bi. When people in authority sound this arrogant and pompous, yeah, because me no sika ni bi tianika. Ye tia kwesi forika say boy ho ban.
Say emaburu no
he has no business complaining about the youth of today. Now penny for kasa ya bra omo amudi no omo bra what to say. Onu kwesi foru no e pay na bra what to say. Onu amu no na bra what to say ya oba be ko bi de. We tia na bra boye. If he was responsible as an officer, he will not speak the way he spoke.
Yeah.
He will not speak the way he spoke. And you're wrong. As a lawyer, I will not take this. And you're wrong. You can't put me to 25 right, I say. About you police na me no kasa na won pa your kwan de faso. Would mean kaso be this. In Brabe the man to me so go discipline obi. It is because of your human right abuses. And when you to me, because what he's saying clearly signifies that people's rights are always abused. And they use state power and they're abusing for rights. You cannot do that. So me cast some na me ya adua or the me be court. But like I say, because he knows say or abusing the panny not to show more so. Now omu bring microphone we are she anyway be see. Because I can be BBC or my man, because if you will not sound the same responsible.
Oma Hene, my main fan free the seeming threat to pursue Kosifori and by extension to the security agencies in this country from them. May I nyamangwa. When a second one a twaswa, Mate say NDC Kasamafo almost issue threat say government will end. Now one day end there, ubehun ever. Sami Jemfiye can be. Ye kwa to about 2020. Or threatening police for threatening security for.
Or threatening citizens.
I was quiet. You said we should be civil on this program.
Go on.
Oh, Sami Jemfiye shas here. Inti after the era need through their blood as communicators of NDC. You also have a hand pay Pablo. Or threatening security agencies say abano one day a best son next son o mehu monya hwe. But see, back to the substance of the matter. Brano, we get reports on paper, okay, that sometimes the way I report them not quite different from the context in which the person spoke. It happens. I'm not saying this what is the case.
No, it could be the case.
But it could be the case too. Kosifori is not here to explain himself. I am giving a paper to read, which says, say, what threatened to discipline the youth of this country because some of them have made it a job, say, they will disrespect state institutions.
Not power that
discipline, no.
Anybody.
could be taken in a context of disciplining them within the context of the law. What you say? Only but I'm trying to let us be very reasonable on this matter. He could have spoken, say, I will discipline them. Now why misconstrue the discipline? Say, but
if you don't
please, we are lawyer. You should take this. And that is why sometimes you need, we are lawyer. You should know some of these things. I'm saying that the usage of the word discipline.
It shouldn't even arise.
And yet the discipline are more violent. Say, there's a violence, boot for boot. Discipline could be the context in law, and that is fine.
That doesn't make
but see again,
that is
fix the country now. Maka aka kura wa asempa mo fidie no so say me efwaso I support it, but I support it that we should be reasonable about it. Be reasonable about it. Who fix the country, even respecting your state institution, a part of fixing the country. Respecting the courts of Ghana and the flag of Ghana. You flag Ghana flag anyhow. And then, so when you say about national anthem, now what you honor, who you're very fit. No one surround you now. It's Yamra. Oko tam Ghana flag, you soon anyhow you want that. Say what the two form, say what the yet, what the yet, it's Yamra. Oko dina quarter, who do I say my ba? Now, we say you boy some mawa. I was say, who wedding, Uma Ahobrasie, who explain no individually. By the law, not court to know say a color no near Buamao. That's what the violence in your DNA.
Have they taken any?
Now what they put the law in your own hands and come and say by force, change it calls for some of these comments.
What comments?
And I've said the comment that he has made, the usage of the word discipline, no, and yet the discipline that NDC understands say a violent discipline.
Now explain it.
No, it could be. Of course, I'm taking the side.
Spokesperson for the police.
It could be. And yet the discipline that the NDC thinks say discipline that's not what Kusi for you meant.
So what did he?
And I think when you call him, he will explain to you. Disciplining somebody could be within the context of the law.
How? So
that you discipline the person.
So the word discipline
that is what you should understand.
Maybe
Monk also threaten security agencies.
Nobody's threatening.
Now security agencies don't be threatened. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Do your work. Na munya mo djuma yi a se be ya Ghana so ebesi yi amaye nyina. Ne meka no.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people want to express their views on this one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, better calls, bear 4 because our time is almost up. 0302 211 equals 4. 0302.
Man, you speak for question 4.
I'm not speaking for you. I'm only explaining the word discipline.
0302.
Discipline could mean.
No.
211 equals 4.
And then when people are protesting.
You're from almost still.
Okay.
The other can be on 0302 211 equals 4. No, timid. Also, unkoma brain ama yetimi ediwano. But meanwhile, as we wait for callers, no, we'll wrap up with the state of Ghana. Kase in the eyes of lawyer and then just 2 minutes in the wrap up.
2 minutes. I mean, Bonako.
Okay, Bonako.
But with the finance minister, Kokasa, say there are opportunities. Or maybe opportunities, woman. You know, we don't dispute that. But this morning, maybe then now one of the radio stations, not the exact report, but one of the front pages, the Finder front page. As the agribusiness alone, after COVID, and now within this COVID period, 48,000 businesses and they collapse. But actively 16,000 you go. Maybe newspaper review and pay and then they were trying to situate it in the context of Ofori attackers and all kind, the opportunities all for young people. The truth is that the future looks very bleak.
The future
looks very bleak. And so you kind of crouch here. We need a national conversation. You hear national conversation as to how you better fix it in future. And this one, no politics. The number of young people are almost bombing office every day. Almost pay, those are tertiary. Almost pay support to pay fees. Almost real school, almost cram CVs, almost nimbe be almost deko. And then various people are almost pay Jumaye. People with plans, dreams, ne niyama, omu krekra, omu prospectors, omu ideas, omu nimbebi, omu defa. And this, I wouldn't want to politicize this. As a country, we need to sit down, you hear a national conversation as to how we can put our economy back on track. Unfortunately, you know, no more admit it, but the economy is down to its lowest level. And collectively, you know, I see a kind of boom. Now, there's challenges in the first one. It is bad. And most people who are affected with all this happenings, when they cannot see anymore, bad say,
okay, so you have John Wahoman, John, I to say.
Yeah, me I don't know.
Okay, and that's it. Just few lines now for you.
Yeah,
hello, John. Mentio because of a brain into young content.
But yeah, say, near my question. Yamian Ukraine. Sabia, who may you say, Australia, Union police who be no a year, no maybe. Now, Senia, you know, NDC in a canoe. And we say, you're a question one can see. Mistress say, Union best now no more car. One more funny say, police will be beer. You won't quite see to be criticized. Like Obani say, a big cana. A BBS, a police would now, and say, and no propaganda, as it me if we were not as the memo for as a man gun afford. The police need back we be. I criticize your mind now, and you
okay, my end was because a brain, my end was ma. Kamal, you cannot comment. It's unfortunate. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer not to chair, so your party representative.
When you say next, if you do my bid, previous government.
Oh yes.
A teacher for so him someone you pa.
Yes.
Pa.
Yes.
When him say napco so atima boa mabunu yi.
Na
forest so him say aboa.
No, hold your questions so.
No, but at least afabimu. What I say. I just wanted to know say mabunu ni be your money.